Today we'll be learning about transversals, and you can find the definitions on the page under Monday, and I always refer back to them if you get confused with any terminology. The main concepts right now is just transversal is a line that intersects or crosses two or more lines, and parallel is pretty much side by side and have same distance continuously as they will never meet. Acute angle is an angle less than 90 degrees. Obtuse angle is an angle that's greater than 90. And then of course, straight lines. So something you should know, you guys, is that the sum of all the angles in a straight line will be 180 degrees. And here are just examples, right? If this obtuse angle is 120 and the acute angle is 60, then when you add them together, that's how you're gonna get 180. So it doesn't matter anywhere on these points that I choose. We can start labeling them, right? If we get an obtuse angle here, obtuse, and I add it to an acute angle, which could be this one, or it could have been this one, as long as they're acute. If I add those together, you will obtain 180 degrees. So keep that in mind. Obtuse and acute, you add them, it's gonna be 180. Okay. So how's the assignment gonna look like? So this is one major thing to remember. If you wanna pause this and write it down, you're gonna set up acute and acute angles equal the same. So keep this in mind, because that's how we're gonna set up equations in a minute. Acute and acute angles, they're gonna be put as equal the same. Choose another color. Obtuse and obtuse angle, if that information is given to you, you're gonna set the equation equal the same. And when they give you different ones, right? Let's say they give you an acute angle, and then they give you the information is given is this, and guess what? That's the only one that's gonna look a little different. And the next slide is gonna show us what we mean and how to work this. But this is just one of the key points. All right, so example one, and this is what you're gonna see in the start test, this is what you're gonna see in the assignments right now. What did they give you? Look, here's my transversal, crossing two parallel lines, find x, right? Solve for x. And they give you this obtuse angle is 15x minus 10. The other one is 9x plus 50. So how would I solve for that? So if you go back to the previous slide, we know that these are gonna be obtuse angles, right? And do you remember how to set it up? Obtuse equals obtuse, right? So now we have 15x minus 10 should equal the other obtuse angle. All right, so now you've seen equations before. The part was setting it up, that's what's new. So let's go over it real quick. And again, if I'm going too fast, just pause it at any moment and take notes. All right, so we look at what x value is smaller, so minus 9x on both sides. This crosses out. 15x minus 9x is 6. Minus 10, bring that down and bring the 50, right? Here we need to leave x by itself, so we add 10 on both sides. This cancels, this becomes 60. So then 6x equal, divide by that variable. So now we have that x equal 10. Sometimes they're gonna actually find x, sometimes they're gonna say, what's the angle? So keep this in mind, x equals 10. So if we need to know now what's the angle, 15, now we know it's, so that's 1 50 minus 10. That angle given to us here is 140. And I bet you it works over here too. 9 times 10, 90 plus 50 gives us that 140. So that's how you can plug and jug to find the next, find those angles. All right, this time they gave us acute angles, right? So if you remember from the major key, how do we set this up? Acute equals acute. I'm gonna use blue since they're using blue. Acute equals acute, right? So how do we set this up? 12x plus 3 equals the other acute angle, 11x plus 9. We're gonna solve for x. Which one is the smallest? 11. So we subtract it, we take it away. This cancels and we're left with 12 minus 11 is 1x plus 3 equals 9. 1x plus 3 equals 9. Take away the 3 on both sides. And we're left with x equal 6. And now we can check again. We can plug it up, x equals 6. So x equals 6. Let's try here, 11 times 6 is 66, plus 9 gives us 75. And we can check up here as well, 12 times 6. And that equals, oh my fault, plus 3. That equals 70. 2 plus 3. Guess what? You get that same acute angle. All right, and one more problem you'll see, you guys, for this week coming up. Sorry about that. What if they give us obtuse and an acute? Well, let's identify them first. Right, see this time they gave us small, acute, and an obtuse. So, you remember for this one, it's a little different. Acute plus obtuse is gonna equal to 180. That was from the major points. Remember that one equals 180. I'm gonna write it in black. So that equals 180 from the major key slides. And now we're gonna say acute. That's our acute angle plus the obtuse angle. And so that's how you would set up that equation. It looks a little different, but all you have to do now is look at your like terms. So here we have 3x and 4x. What is 3x plus 4x? That's just 7x. And then you've been adding numbers forever. 15 plus 25. That's 40. And that equals 180. And here, you just solve for x like we've been solving for x, right? Minus 40 minus 40 equals 140. It's going to be 7x. Divide by 7. And you get x will be 20. And then you can plug it back in to check. And that's the last step, you guys. 20, 4 times 20, 80 plus 25. That's 105, so that's our obtuse angle. And then 3 times 20 plus 15, that's 60. That gives us 75 degrees. And if you add them, guess what? If you add them, guess what? Acute plus obtuse equals 180. You're done. That's pretty much it. Any questions, please come to small groups or office hours.